how's it going? So today I wanted to share with you my beautiful early June garden. Things are filling in and looking great, so I just wanted to share with you what the garden looks like today and what's blooming in my garden. And I hope you enjoy this this garden tour today, and come along with me and we'll take a walk around my garden and I'll show you what's happening in my garden. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me, and if you've been following me, also thank you very much for subscribing and following my channel. It makes this whole experience so much more exciting and joyful for me, because I have this feeling of a beautiful garden community around me, and I'm eternally grateful for everyone who's subscribed and who's joined my little garden community. And I hope to inspire and show you some ideas that you can maybe implement in your garden, and ideas that you can take and maybe come up with suggestions and ideas for me. That would be lovely. So without further ado, I'll walk around and show you what's happening in my garden, what's blooming today, and what's to come. So here we go. Starting to rain. A beautiful sunny day is suddenly rainy, but I think it's a really nice time to show you the garden anyways today, what it's looking like. And I wanted to do a quick tour and show you what it was looking like. These cherry truffle heucheras are in full bloom. The flowers are so pretty. They are pink and white, and they've got a little bit of a darker pink as well. So they're just really pretty, and lots of bloom stalks on it. And I love the ruffly leaves on this heuchera a lot, and the color contrast is amazing. The violas are still blooming. The geums are still blooming in here as well. And lots and lots of rose buds, but not a lot of roses yet. But I do have some roses that are blooming, and I wanted to show them to you. The Gallardias are just looking stunning. They have been blooming machines for a while now, and I love how they are just opening up with new buds every day, and it's just beautiful. I love the show that they are bringing. And I have Gora, which is also has a lot of bloom stalks, and it should bloom soon. And I wanted to show you my Homestead wood rose, which has bloomed. This is a new David Austin rose that I planted, and it is a beautiful stunning rose. It's actually got a very beautiful magenta pink color. In a lot of pictures that I saw, it was very dark, but in my garden, as it's opened, it's a very beautiful pink, deep pink. And this is what the bud looks like. It has a little white on it, and it is just a stunning, beautiful rose. Lots more buds to come on this plant. I wasn't expecting this one to open up and do so much in its first year, but it's gorgeous. I'll take it. It's beautiful. So excited to have it in my garden, and excited to see this rose bloom. And then I have beautiful salvia here that's blooming. This is a pink salvia that I've had for a really long time now. I think probably it's 10 years old, and it's a beautiful original plant that I had put in. This is the first salvia I had ever put in my garden, and it's beautiful. I love the color. It kind of looks like the pink profusion salvia by Proven Winners, but this is not that variety. This is a really old variety, but it's very reliable and it's gorgeous. And it's kind of has a few babies that are growing around it, but I love how this looks. My peonies here are going over a little bit. I think I might have some footage of them earlier, what they look like. I can add it to this video if I find it, but they are beautiful color. I think this peony is called Flame, and it's just newly planted, so not a lot of buds, but I'm so glad to see what it looks like. And then this is a Coral Charm peony, which is about to open as well. And lots of little blooms on these geraniums still that are looking really pretty. And I have my catmint that is still blooming here. It's looking gorgeous, and I have this Homestead purple verbena that is blooming like crazy. Lots and lots of flowers. It's a beautiful ground cover type verbena, and it's borderline hardy in my zone, so it will be interesting to see if it comes back for me. I have these beautiful pink Scabiosa that are still blooming as well, and they're looking really pretty. I need to come out here and do a lot of deadheading on these Ringo All-Star roses and the Atlas rose. They've all gone over now, so that is a job for me to do. But regardless, they are still beautiful. The rock garden is looking really good. Lots of little flowers on it. These open up and they look so pretty, and everything is filling in really nicely. The petunias here are blooming, and also the dianthus is blooming really pretty in here. So things are looking really good in this front garden bed, and I'll walk over to the other side and show you what this looks like. So again, I have more petunias here that are spreading and doing their thing. I have this beautiful Monarda. This is, pardon my rose, it's just gorgeous. It's got a very beautiful, stunning big bloom, and it's got so many buds. It's covered in buds. My phenomenal lavender is all full of buds, and it's going to bloom soon, so I was really excited to see that. And I also have lots of pansies and violas that are still blooming, and they look really pretty. And here is some more of the bee balm, and it's looking beautiful. Look at this, so gorgeous. And this is another rose that has opened in my garden. This is called Peach Perfection Rose. It is stunning. I love the roughly blooms, lots and lots of petals, beautiful color. I don't know if the camera is doing justice to this color, but it is just the most beautiful, pretty apricot pink rose, and it looks beautiful against this Persian blue catmint. This color combination is just amazing. And then I have lots of other rose buds that are going to open soon, and this is my I think this is strawberry or raspberry lemonade baptisia, and it's looking really good. It's opening and it's looking pretty. This is the first year it is opening in my garden. I planted it last fall, so it's looking really nice. And then my penstemon is going over, but a lot of the catmint is in full bloom, and it looks amazing. It's filling up and it's looking like a shrub. It's gorgeous, that one. I don't know the variety on that catmint, but it is one of the bigger varieties, and it looks amazing back there. I also have some more blue purple flowers in the front. This is a crystal blue salvia, which is blooming. I have geranium roseanne, which is just starting to bloom, and then I have this beautiful larkspur delphinium miniature kind of dwarf larkspur, which is also blooming. And then I have this variegated sea holly, which is also, I believe these are the blooms, and they'll change color to a very light blue, so I'm excited to see that. And then I have a Leander David Austin rose that just has a single flower, and it's going to be beautiful when it opens. And then I also have my Sonic Bloom Vigila in the back there. That is all buds. The buds are yet to open. And then my Miskim lilac is gone over. The blooms are fading, and it's just going to be all green from there on. And I might go in there and give it a little bit of a prune. I love the colors. The pink of the Japanese maple and the Vigila look stunning. The leaves on this Japanese maple are more open now and more pink, so they look so beautiful. This is Leanne's Jewel Japanese maple, and over here the Scabiosa is blooming its hearts out as well. I think I need to come out here and split this plant because it's kind of falling apart in the middle. I need to do a little bit of maintenance on this guy. I'm going to divide it actually and create a couple of plants and replant it in this spot. And other than that, I do have a single bloom on my gold flame honeysuckle, which I wanted to show you. This is the first bloom. Isn't that such a beautiful color? That's amazing. I love it. I think it's gonna look gorgeous when it has a lot of blooms and it kind of goes over this chain link fence. It's going to look amazing. So now I'm going to walk over and show you my driveway garden and show you what's happening there. This is my driveway garden. It is slowly filling out. I have a lot of yarrow in here, which is pink. I have a lot of cone flowers in here that are pink. I see some buds, so they should open up in a little bit. But this rose here, this is a Rugosa Rose. It has been blooming for a while, and I just love this shrub. It's so wild, but it's so pretty, and the buds are so vibrant. The color is so gorgeous. I love this really bright pink. And then I have nothing here that's blooming. The hydrangea is getting ready for its blooms, and it's just producing lots of leaves, which is what I want. This was damaged a lot in the storm and in the winter. It had a lot of dieback, so I'm so happy that it's actually generating new stems at the base, which I'm really thrilled about. So yeah, I wanted to show you my planters, how they are doing. So the geraniums are doing really good in here, and then I also have this beautiful dark foliage dahlia in here, which is growing really rapidly, and I think it's going to be beautiful once it starts to push out some flowers. I have to come out here and fertilize this. I haven't added any fertilizer, but they are doing really well. Here's the other dahlia, and it's also looking really beautiful, and it's just spilling over and looking super beautiful. And this is my other container with a bunch of dahlias, and I also planted some sweet pea seeds in here, which germinated and are growing, and I'm really excited because I've never grown sweet peas, so it's exciting to see something new and try it. This is going to be gorgeous when it's filled with all colors of dahlias in here. I think it's a bunch of purples as well, so it's going to go really well with my containers there. And I'll take you to my backyard and side yard and quickly show you what's there, what's blooming there. So here is my climbing rose America, which is also blooming. This is looking amazing. It's looking gorgeous. Now I'm really getting rained upon, so I might have to take a pause and continue the tour after this rain passes. So this is the clematis that is blooming. Isn't that beautiful? So gorgeous. So I'm going to continue the tour once this rain ends, and I will show you the side yard and the backyard. It hasn't stopped raining since yesterday, and I wanted to complete this tour in the rain. I think it'll be kind of fun to do this tour in the rain because the plants look so fresh in this beautiful rain, and I wanted to show you this climbing rose America again. Isn't that beautiful? It starts off with this really pretty bright coral, and then it fades into this beautiful peachy pink. Is beautiful rose. And my peonies here are also getting ready to bloom. I think in another week I should see an open flower. These peonies are really beautiful. They're a gorgeous light pink color. And going into my side garden, everything is looking really lush and filling in, and it's going to be beautiful. The Scabiosa here was also splitting in the middle, and I divided it into two plants, and it's settling in really nicely. My painted daisies, African daisies, are doing good, and these iris have been blooming their hearts out for the last 2 weeks now, and they're looking gorgeous. My Jacob's ladder is also blooming. It's been blooming for a few weeks now, and it's looking really stunning. And I also have Roseanne geranium blooms here, and the blue ice Amsonia is also blooming. It's still blooming, and because of the rain, The flowers are falling over a little bit. And I have lots of salvia that's blooming here. I also have this beautiful dianthus that's blooming, and it's looking really pretty in this spot. And lots of cone flowers are getting ready to bloom. I also seeded a lot of poppies in here, so I'm hoping I see some blooms soon. They are rapidly growing now, so I think they will bloom soon. And this little planter here, I put a canna lily in here, and some sweet potato vine, and I threw some seeds in here, so I'll see what happens with this planter here. And other than that, everything is pretty green in this bed. The nepeta that I planted is also doing really, really well. The Vigila is blooming here really nicely, as you can see. And lots of alliums are blooming in this bed still, and they are looking beautiful. I love the structure that they offer in the garden, and the color and the pops of color, and they all look so interesting. Even as they're fading, they look really pretty, as you can see. And I also have some white ones that are blooming as well, and they are also very pretty. So yeah, my Deutzia cherry blossom here is in full bloom, and it's looking really beautiful. The tiny vine 9-bark is also getting ready to bloom soon. It's going to be pretty with these little dainty blooms covering the stems. And I also have a Vigila in the back there that's blooming. So just to give you a perspective of what the garden looks like from this angle, this is kind of like my mixed perennial border, and it's filling up nicely and greening, and it's looking gorgeous. And I also have this beautiful peony here that I recently planted, and it's opening, and isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. And yeah, things in the backyard are also looking good. I have this beautiful planter that I recently planted. I will post a video about the plants I put in here. Isn't that beautiful, this bloom? It's gorgeous. And the shade garden is really greening and looking really wonderful right now, and it's so magical to be in the garden in the rain, especially the shade garden. I love being out here. Things are, I still have some columbine blooms, and I have these white bleeding hearts that are still blooming. They've been blooming for a few weeks now, and they're looking beautiful. Lots of the narcissus has gone over, which I have to come out and cut, but that's the only messy part in this bed, which hasn't been cleaned up yet. But I will give it another week for all the leaves to die. They're almost dead, so I'll let it soak in more energy, and then I will cut them back. This is a Nova Zembla rhododendron. This is also blooming and looking gorgeous. And I recently posted a video about planting these annuals here. These are all begonias. They are settling in really well and looking great. And in the back here, there isn't much blooming in this bed. So I have to work on this bed. I need some early interest in this bed. Other than this baptisia, which is just starting to bloom, as you can see, and it's looking gorgeous. And some alliums that are done blooming. So I have to add a little bit of spring interest in this bed, and I have to work on that in this bed. But in the back here, I have these bachelor buttons or cornflowers that they've bloomed and they've gone over now, and they were looking really pretty. But I have a nepeta beside it that is starting to bloom now. And lots of plants are filling in. The ginger vine 9-bark there is getting ready to bloom a bit, I think. It doesn't have a lot of blooms, but it does have some blooms. It's newly planted, so it's going to take some time for this plant to settle and bloom for me. And lots of, I planted some vegetables and some flowers in here. So this bed is going to evolve as time goes. The double plate doozy has lots of buds in it, and it's kind of blooming, going to bloom soon. So yeah, things are looking really good in this garden space. Sorry for all this noise. There is a lot of traffic right now, but I wanted to come out and show you what the garden was looking like. It's not going to stop raining today, so these peonies are going to probably just flop over and die in this rain. So I wanted to show you this peony is blooming, and it's so pretty. I think this is a pink Hawaiian coral or something like that. It's gorgeous, beautiful peony. And I have another one here that has opened. As you can see, it's escaped its cage a little bit, and it's kind of just draping over, and it's looking really beautiful. I don't know this variety here. I planted it last year thinking it's going to be something else, and it's actually a different color from what I bought. So I'm not really sure what variety it is, but regardless, it's really beautiful. It's got a nice purple kind of mauve color, and it's in contrast with the coral. It looks really nice. And yeah, I love what's happening in this bed soon. There's going to be other blooms. There are roses that are going to bloom. I also have Salvia in here that is blooming, and it's looking really pretty. And lots of buds on these coreopsis. They should open soon, and add a pop of yellow in this bed. And I have a rose here. This is a Frida Kahlo rose. This is about to open as well. And yeah, so lots of plants here. And over to this side, I'll show you what's happening here. So my Sunsprite Roses bloomed, and they've gone over. I'll add a video of when I took a footage of them when they were blooming. Right now they are kind of done. I have to come and deadhead it, but I want to show you what the blooms look like. They are very pretty and huge, as you can see. These blooms are gorgeous, and they start a darker yellow, and then they fade to this creamy yellow. It's gorgeous. And here's my iris that has also started to bloom over here. So this is, I think, a Gerald Darby iris. It's beautiful. Lots and lots of buds on this one, and it's looking really gorgeous. And I have a GM here, I don't know the variety, that also has bloomed, and it's looking really pretty. And everything else in this garden is greening, getting ready to bloom. The lilac has gone over mostly, and I have to come and give it a little shear so it can bloom again. It's the Bloomerang dark purple lilac, so it should bloom again for me. And then over here I also have a Vigila that is blooming and looking really pretty in the center there. And I also have another perennial here that's blooming. I don't know the name. I think it's Jupiter's beard, but it's also starting to just bloom, and it's beautiful. And this penstemon is also getting ready to bloom. And lots of rain is here. There is a bunch of yarrow here that is also going to bloom soon. So it's looking really, really pretty. And everything is looking very happy in the rain. And that's what rain does to the garden. It kind of livens it up, and the plants are so happy and swaying in the rain, and they're so happy. And here is another 9-bark that I have, which is also full of blooms. I think this is the summer wine 9-bark, and it's looking really, really pretty as well. And here's my vegetable garden, which is also doing really good. The plants are settling in, and slowly the seeds are sprouting, and it's looking really good. My chard is also kind of growing. Cucumbers and marigolds and chili peppers. It's looking really, really, really good. And here's my container veg garden, which is also doing really well. And then I will walk over and show you what's happening in the shade garden here. Lots and lots of color with the coleus, with the caladiums. I just love how everything is kind of doing really well in here with all this color. And I have a Rex begonia in here as well, and another beautiful coleus here, which is also filling in nicely and getting bigger. And I have more caladiums here as well that are looking really good and filling in this container nicely. And lots of hostas, they are growing, and hopefully some of them will bloom soon and look good. The blooms, I always love hosta blooms. I think some of them that bloom that beautiful white colored blooms, especially the Sum and Substance, they look really wonderful, and add to that rain garden, woodland garden charm. So with that, I wanted to thank you all for coming along with me on this little rainy garden tour. It started off as a sunny day, turned into a rainy day, but I still wanted to kind of get out in the garden and show you what things were doing, what everything was looking like, and plants are really happy and singing in this rain. And I hope everyone is having a fabulous day wherever you are joining me from, and I wish you happy gardening, and I'll catch you in my next video.